What's up, guys? I'm BTC. Welcome back to Overwatch Agents, where we review match replays to catch the cheaters and throwers who try to ruin the game. If you have a replay to share where you think someone was cheating or throwing, you can send it to me along with the info on the screen. Let's get started. In this match, we're going to be looking at a thrower. It is the Doomfist on the blue team. You can see that it's a fairly low-level account, so I don't know if this person is throwing out of frustration or trying to D-rank. It does appear to be out of frustration, but I'm not really sure what's going on here, because this player isn't doing amazing, but does manage to get some good eliminations every now and again. Like, there's one right there, but then makes a stupid mistake, gets caught out there, and just utterly destroyed. However, the Mercy on the team then uses the res on this player. So this player is getting supported, and is actually kind of, making an impact here and there. You can see another one, and in just a second, this player is going to use the ultimate, get caught out again, and eliminated. But then the Mercy once more tries to use the res, but unfortunately this player disconnects. Now you would think, okay, maybe this is just bad connection, but it does seem to be out of frustration, because if we fast forward to right around here or so, in a couple seconds the player is going to rejoin the match, picks Junkrat, and then just sits in the spawn room and just holds down the button and just doesn't do anything. We can see this for the rest of the match, just keeps doing this again and again. Non-stop, pretty much. Leaving the spawn room once in a while in order to not get the AFK kick. So this player very clearly is throwing just out of frustration because they messed up once with the ultimate and just decided to throw for the rest of the match. In this match, there is no question that the player is cheating, but what's more interesting is that the character doesn't seem to be controlled by a human. Instead, it's being controlled by a bot or a script, and there are quite a few telltale signs indicating that this is the case. The first thing that I do want to point out is that this is a brand new account, only level 10. If you're going to experiment with new bots and scripts, obviously you're going to use a new account. You also probably noticed that the footage seems a little bit choppy. That's not related to lag. That's how the script is working. The next thing is that whenever the Ana needs to use the Bionade on herself, she will instantly look down. You're going to see it in just a second right there. It takes a fraction of a second. Also, the script never seems to miss any of these sleep darts. They almost always land. You'll notice that the movement appears to be very unnatural, and it's moving in, there are some snapping that happens, but you'll notice that it moves almost perfectly horizontal, and that it will reset to the same point every single time. Like, after it's done trying to heal or after it's done trying to attack, it's always going to reset to the exact same center point. And while it is possible to move left and right without having that up and down movement you would normally associate with a mouse, see, like right now, you have that perfect up, left and right movement that happens quite frequently. You can do that with a controller, but this is just very unnatural. Now, what's happening right this second is the bot is programmed to follow teammates. That's why it went back and towards the D.Va, trying to find a teammate in order to follow. And now it's going to continue on. Also, you're going to notice that the character never ever zooms in, ever. Like, it's always just normal attacks. So all of these things, it becomes very, very clear with the unnatural movement, the perfect horizontal left and right, the fact that the crosshair will reset to the default center position every single time. All of these things prove that this is being controlled by a bot. It's a script. It's a very advanced script. And here's a little bit more footage. You can see the perfect aim all the time. And right there, the perfect sleep dart when the Hanzo popped out right there. There's just no way that this is a human controlling this. It's so unnatural. The movements are so perfect with the horizontal. Again, there's the Bionade and the instant sleep just landing perfectly. There's no question. This is being controlled by some sort of a bot or a script. In this match, we're going to be looking at someone who is rage cheating because the player is bad. Started out using Ashe, couldn't quite do enough, then switched to Bastion and turned on the cheats. Although I think some of the cheats might have been enabled during Ashe gameplay, but it's a lot more obvious during the Bastion gameplay. You're going to see the snapping, locking on, the perfect tracking and also the wall hacks, being able to see through. You saw it right there, trying to hit someone through the wall. The perfect lock-ons right there, the snapping. Very, very obvious that this player is using cheats, even from that very small little bit. Right there you can see, again, more lock-on. Let's skip forward. Very obvious locking on through the wall. Trying to hide it a little bit, but it's very, very apparent. Again, trying to hide it. Perfect lock on to the Sigma, perfect lock on to the Mei. I think you guys get the idea, don't need to show much more. The player is bad and needs to cheat as a result. In this match, we're going to be looking at a cheater on the blue team. It's the Ashe, who is using some pretty obvious wall hacks and aim locks. You can see the aim lock happening on that Brig and on the Genji right there as well. And then gets taken out. There are some other really good examples later on. Let me show you that. The first one is around the 6-minute and 16-second mark. And you're going to see, let's put this at half speed, you're going to see that it is completely locked onto the Genji. And it's going to follow him even as he goes through the walls. And at one point, even trying to hit the Genji when he's on the other side of the wall. So very obvious that it's locked on. And now it's going to lock onto the Brig. Again, tries to attack through the payload, and it can't. There's another point later on, which is at the 16-minute and 35-second mark, which just goes to show how much time got wasted for both of these teams, because you have a cheater on one of the teams, right? So you have a cheater who ends up ruining a match, and this is like 20 minutes worth of time. Now, this is going to be super, super obvious right here. Going to lock on to the Moira that is through the wall, and there it is right there, locked on. And then drops it. But very, very obvious that this player is using, and then again, tracking the player through the wall. This is incredibly, incredibly obvious. This kind of stuff should be banned almost immediately. In this match, we have not one, but two throwers. Both are going to be the supports on the red team. You can see that they're using a name that is just like a little symbol, and it's the same thing for both of them. With the Moira, this player is just running around, not really doing anything, ends up using the attack on teammates and the heal on enemies. This player obviously thinks he's being very clever. So you can see trying to use the attack on teammates. Obviously it doesn't do anything. Just continuing to hold down the right click button. And then later on, when the enemy is nearby, this player will then start to use... Here's another good example. Again, not using the heal on the teammates, instead just trying to attack. And here's the example of the player just using the heal on the enemies. Obviously, none of this works. Now, for the Lucio, this player is just kind of trying to go around the map for most of it. We can see at the beginning that this player just spends a lot of time just going around and around, not doing anything. And here's some more examples of the Lucio just going around the map, not participating in any way, trying to specifically avoid helping teammates, and just generally being a nuisance. Going around, around, just avoiding everything. Both of these players are very, very obviously throwing and need to be banned. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to be comment of the video, then leave yours, and while you're at it, ring the bell so you never miss a new video. Also, if you want to get some cool gear, join my Discord server, or follow me on social media, then check out the links down below. And remember, always, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault.